Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course from educators.com, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. In this video, we'll discuss on ASP.NET State Management. I strongly recommend you to watch the sessions on state management techniques which are discussing view state and hidden fields. In this session, we'll be discussing about cookies. What is a cookie? A cookie is used to store small amount of information on the client's machine. Unlike that, view state and hidden fields, we can store or we can take the values which are stored in a cookie from one page to other web pages. These are limited to a single page or same page, but cookies we can store it in a one page and we can retrieve in a other page. Let us see that in an example. Again, cookies are of two types. First, let us see practically what is a cookie. Then we'll see that different types of cookies. Let me flip to cookies Visual Studio. Here I have designed like this cookies demo, name and country, and I have named it as text box txt name. Another text box I have taken txt country. Then when I click on this go button, I'll be writing code to store these text box values in a cookie. Then in web form 2 I can retrieve that. Let us see that how do we do that. I'm double clicking on this go button so that the button click event will get generated. If user enters name and country in a web form 1, then I'll be taking that values to the web form 2. Just imagine that in a real-time scenario, you'll be taking a login page. There you'll be giving username and password. After you successfully logged in, means that username and password are valid. Then in the next page called home page, we'll be displaying some message like welcome that username. Right? Same scenario we can use with the cookies. So we have designed like that a text box for name, a text box for country, then we have taken a button. Let us see that what we are going to do here with cookies. First of all, let us create the cookie object. Create a cookie object, http cookie, then give name cookie equals to new http cookie. Then you can name it for this string name. See what is there. Next is string name, string value. Okay, string name is enough for us. User details. So we have created an object for the HTTP cookie. Now let me add some values for this cookie. How do we add is like this string key name. I'm going to add is equals to where is the name txt name dot txt. Similar way, let me add for email also country and we have txt country. So what we are doing here, I'm setting the values to the cookie and then let me take response.redirect in order to go from one page to other page. In order to travel from one web page to other web page, we'll be using response.redirect. Then it is expecting string URL where we wanted to go to this webform2.aspx. Then let me use this webform2.aspx. That's it. Now the controller will go from this place to this place. Now what I want is I wanted to display some this name and country in a web form 2. For that, let me design quickly. Go to the design mode. Here, name and country. And each one I am taking a label to display the actual data which is coming from the webform1.aspx. LBL name. I don't want text. I want it to be getting from the webform1. In similar manner, let me take another label to display a country. LVL country I don't want text. That's it. When a page get loaded, we wanted to see that data which is added in this place. Whatever user enter here, we wanted to show that. Now, how do we retrieve the values? There we have set the values. Now, to retrieve the values, again we need to create a HTTP cookie object. Cookie is equals to request dot cookies of, see here we have two things, string name and string index. What we have given in a webform1.aspx, we have given user details. Please get that. Please make sure that there are no spelling mistakes. Like this. Understand? Now we'll be showing those values in a labels. This is equals to cookie of whatever it is there here, and get this. In similar way, let me get the country name also and show it in a label country. Sorry, label country here, country, display here. That's it. Now let me execute it and let us see that. Before that, I'm building it and execute that. Let it load. If I pass something, I'm passing both the values for this name and country, and I'm clicking on a go button. Now let it redirect to the web form 2. Something is there. See here what we are getting error message. Let us rectify. Null reference exception was unhandled by user code, which is a meaningful error because there is nothing in this cookie name, but we are trying to assign it. Null reference exception was unhandled by user code. We wanted to handle this code is like, if cookie is not equal to null, then only need to assign this. Now let me execute it one more time. The time it was getting error. Let us see. Still we are lagging something called, we are not getting the data from web form 1 to web form 2. Let us see that where it is going wrong. In the web form 1 we are doing like this, and we wanted to fetch the data from web form 1 to web form 2. In a web form 1, what we are doing, I have created a HTTP cookie object. Understand? Then what we need to do is here there is no link for this cookie. We have created this cookie object, and we separately we are adding these values, name and country. After that, we wanted to add it to the cookie object. Response dot cookie dot add. Then we need to see this. What is expecting HTTP cookie object? The same thing. Let me copy it. That's it. Now let us execute this. I'll be telling always, please expect as many errors as possible at the initial stage. So errors will be teaching you more. That's what the reason we'll be expecting more errors. But don't get same kind of errors again and again. That's not a good practice. Now let me add. See now. We have got the values from web form 1 to web form 2. This is web form 1 values we have given here, and once I click on go button, here we are getting this in web form 2.aspx. Now if you wanted to see this with breakpoint, now let's see that. Now it is a page loop. Now let me execute it again. Here I'm adding this values. Then clicking on this, it will be taking to the cursor for the button click event. Line by line execution is always F10. Then we are adding to the cookies this txt name and txt country values. Finally, we are adding to the response.cookies this cookie. Then only we can retrieve that. Then we are redirecting to the webform2.aspx. Not only webform2.aspx, wherever we wanted to go and wherever we need these values, we can go there. And it's not required that we need to redirect to this page, then only we can access these values. In our application, if we are having n number of pages, in all the pages we can get these values. What we need to do is, like how we have created this lines, we need to go request.cookies user details. Make sure that both are same, user details and this user details. Now go F10, this not null, then it will be fetching the values from cookies. This error we have got because that time we have not added the code like this, add.cookie. What will happen is, there is no value inside this cookie name, but we are trying to assign it to the text. That's what it is telling. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. See here, system.null reference exception. Null reference exception means without having anything, we are assigning it to the other variable or other property of this control. That's how we are getting like this. Now let me tell you that there are two types of cookies. One is persistent cookie, another one is non-persistent cookie. Persistent cookie means it will be remains on the client computer even after the browser is closed. We can configure how long the cookies remain using the expiry property of the HTTP cookie object. Suppose now we have this, right? Let me copy it and close this and again open Google Chrome. Now see, there is no data. This means non-persistent cookie. What is this non-persistent cookie means? If you don't set the expiry property, then the cookie is called as a non-persistent cookie. Non-persistent cookies only remain in memory until the browser is closed. Once the browser is closed, there will be no data in that cookies. Now let us see that. Sorry, click on this again. I don't want. I don't want it to be executed. Stop it. Now let us add that expiry property or attribute for this cookie. Then let us see that. Before adding into the cookie, now I am going to set a expiry date. Cookie dot expires is equals to date time dot now dot add. See here, there are many things. Add days, add hours, add milliseconds, add minutes, like this. Here I am going to add minutes to this to show you the output. If I take minutes or hours, it will be taking too much time. So I'm adding a 1 minute. What this means, after till 1 minute the data will be there. After 1 minute the data will be lost, like how we have seen that with non-persistent cookie. If you set an expiry like this, it is called persistent cookie. Let me build this, then execute it. Go, then it will come like this. Button go click event we have set. Then we are seeing this, right? Suppose close it and stop this also. Open it, paste and go. See here, still we are seeing the data. This is because we have set a expiry date as 1 minute. After 1 minute, this also will get expired. Let me close this and keep trying after 1 minute. So let me go to this, back to the state management techniques. The client side techniques are 4. Mostly used is view state, hidden fields and cookies. Cookies store a small amount of data. Unlike this view state and hidden fields, we can carry the cookies data from one web page to other web page. That's what we have seen with an example. Again, cookies are divided into two types. One is persistent cookie, another one is non-persistent cookie. How do we make a cookie as a persistent. Persistent means a permanent. So how do we make a cookie as a permanent is by setting up the expiry property. Now let us see. Hope 1 minute has been over. See this. We are not getting this data. Hope you understand these cookies. Now let us see in the next video session about query strings. Thank you for watching.